Hi, in this video, we will see REST API testing using REST Assured. So then I'm using this API, fakestoreapi.com. So what we are going to do in this? So first we'll use this resource, fakestoreapi.com/products, and we'll specify the HTTP method. I'm using get method. So what is the purpose of get method? We will get the information from the server. So we'll send a request. We'll send the request to the server, and then we'll get the response from the server, and we are going to print that response. Okay. So this is what we are going to see. So all these things, how we can do using REST Assured, right? So for that, let me go to this API. So this is the website, fakestoreapi.com. So once you go here, if you click on the docs, you can see some of the information like all the endpoints here. Get all products. So when you click on get all products, you see that this is the resource. Okay, this is the URL we are going to use. So that is what I mentioned here, right? So */products. Okay, and this is the get method. Once you get use the get method, it will fetch the information from the server. Then I'm going to print that information. Okay, so then we'll go to Eclipse. So I have created a project called REST Assured Maven project. So inside this, let me check. There is no dependency. Okay, so let me add dependencies. Inside the dependencies, I need to add REST Assured. So for that, we'll go to MVN repository, mvnrepository.com. So search for REST Assured. So this is the REST Assured. So go here. The latest is 5.4.0. Copy this. Go to your Eclipse. Paste here. And then save. So then it will automatically downloads all the dependencies which we need. Okay. So if you want to write your test cases inside the source test Java, then the scope test is not a problem. But if you want to write your code other than source test Java in the source main Java, something like that, it will cause a problem. So you cannot use test.ng, all those things. It will not recognize your test. So I'm removing that. So that is up to you. Anyhow, I'm writing inside the source test Java only. And then if you need any other dependencies, we can add when we need. Okay. So as of now, I'm using only REST Assured. So I'll create a class here. Inside this, I created a package called in.at.tests. So inside this, I'll create a class. So I'll name the class as REST Assured API test, something like that. And I'm using main method. So we can use test.ng RJ unit. So from our next videos, we will introduce test.ng. That time we'll add test.ng dependency here. As of now, we don't need any other dependencies apart from REST Assured. So I'm using main method. Click on finish. So here we will write the same code 3 ways. Okay. Way 1, way 2, way 3. Okay. So these many ways you can write this REST Assured code. So it depends upon you which style you want to use. But I'll show you different ways. So first, REST Assured dot base URI. So that is what we are discussing, right? Which URI? I want to go to this URI. Okay. That is the URI we are mentioning which resource we want to use. Okay. Means kind of API, which API I want to use. And same thing you can see here. Is that get all products, right? So once you use that, You see that this is the response we'll get. This much information is there. Okay. There are 20. Okay. 20 products are there inside this fake store API. Okay. So this information I want to get using rest assured, and I want to print the same information. Okay. So I'm using this. And the second one is request specification. Okay. So request spec is equals to, again, rest assured dot given. You see that given method will give request specification. The return type is request specification. So that's it. So what is the purpose of request specification? So now I do not have anything to send separate instructions to the request, the normal request. But if you want to provide some extra information, then with the help of this request specification, you can send. That we will see in our next classes. But here, the simple rest assured dot given. Now the response. Okay, response. So response is equals to request spec dot. We need to use get method. Right, get method. Request dot get. That will give the response. The return type of get method is, you see, response. So it will provide the response. Now, what happened? I sent a request to the server and I got response. Okay, that response I want to print. This is what we discussed, right? This is the API get method, send the request to the server, get the response. We have done these 4 steps. So I want to print that response, body or response information, whatever you call. Okay. So here, how you can print. Okay. System.out.println response dot. You see that you have a pretty print. Okay. So it will provide the response body, pretty print. So pretty print means it will provide the information in the form of that JSON, whatever we are seeing here. So this information, whatever we are seeing in the browser, right? Same information we'll see here. Okay. So that's it. This is all about a simple request using get method. Okay. So let me execute this. Run as Java application. Okay. Now you can see here. Right. So all the information printed in the form of JSON. You're right. ID 12, ID 20. Okay. So this is how a simple rest assured API test you can do. Just sending the information to the server, get the response and print that response. This is way 1. Okay. The same thing can be done using another way. There is a small change, but most of the things are same, even though we'll try to write that. Okay. Same rest assured dot base URI is equals to, I'll copy from here, same information. There is a slight difference. So request specification, then request spec is equals to, again, rest assured dot given. This line is also same. Then response is equals to, here request spec dot. Directly, instead of using the get method, we have one more method called request. And inside the request, we'll mention the method. Okay. What is that method? So method is a enum. So dot get. That is the only difference. So the same output, system.out.println response dot pretty print. So this is the only response, how you are getting the response rate. That is the only difference here. I'm directly mentioning the get method. Here, I'm saying the request is a type of get method. Okay, this is the only difference. You can use this or this. Okay, so save this. Now again, you run this. You will get the same output. You see that we are getting the same output with this code also. This is another way. There is one more way. So let me comment this. So when we are discussing about rest assured in our initial classes, this is rest assured is a DSL, domain specific language. So very special. That language is very special to rest assured. Okay. So the code which you have written this till here is a normal Java code. Create an object to the class, calling the static methods using the class, all these things, right? But this is very generic code for any Java program, right? So while you practicing any Java also, you will write, you will create the classes, right? You create a static methods. You can directly call those static methods, all these things. But what is this DSL, domain specific language? Very specific to what do you say, like for rest assured. That is called BDD kind of thing. In Cucumber, you will say given, when, then, right? The same way here also, given, when, then will be there. Okay. So how you can use this? So to use this, we need to do some static import. So import static IO dot rest assured dot star. So we need to import. So you'll not get it automatically how you hover on that method and import something like that. So you need to write this manually. So because of that, I have written import static IO dot rest assured dot star. Then you can directly use this given. You see that given. So that given is provides request specification. Same this given. Okay. Here I'm using directly rest assured dot given, but here I'm static importing. Okay. So given, then dot given. So if you have any prerequisites that you can mention there, but at present I do not have anything. Then when. Okay. When, I'll give little bit space. What is that? I want to use get method. Okay. What is that get method? We need to provide this URL inside the get. So when I provide this, then, okay. Sorry, I'm missing this. Okay. Then what happens? You will get the response. That response, I'll do what? We have a method called log.on. That's it. The same code, whatever we have written, is this one given. When you get this one, then log that information. That's it. You will get the same output. Whatever you have got in way1, way2, in the way3 with this syntax also, you will get the same output. Given. So how you said request specification, we do not have anything to specify here. So that is the reason I'm using. I'm not specifying anything. Otherwise, you can put headers, all those things that we will see in our next videos. So when you provide the get method, then you'll get the response. Okay, given, when, dot get, then log information. Okay, this kind of syntax is only for rest assured. You cannot use this kind of things in other normal Java programming. Okay, so when you try to execute this, you see, you got the same output. Okay, you got the same output. So this is one way. Only here rest assured request specification dot get method. Here request specification dot request of method dot get. This is enum, and the same thing is with domain specific language given when then. Okay. So if I remove this, the static input, obviously you'll get an error. So instead of that, I can change this way. It seems rest assured dot. Okay. Let me rerun this. You need to get the same output. You see? So if you do not want to do any static input, then we can directly write rest assured dot given, the same thing whatever we have done here. Then when dot get, then log all the information. Okay, this is third way. So these three ways you can write your simple rest assured code to test your API. Once you get the response, we can validate that response. That things we will see in our next videos. Okay, here just how to use rest assured to get the response from any API and print that information. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for interesting updates.